you curious about why so many people suffer from sickle cell anemia, prostate cancer, and other genetic disorders? The answer lies in your genotype. Yes, my name is Nnenyere Michaelyn, Ezinne. Join me on this journey as we explore the amazing world of genetics and uncover the hidden secrets of our genotype. Now, what is genotype? This is the complete set of genes that an individual organism possesses, or you can refer it to as a genetic or unique combination of genetic information that determines an individual characteristic to certain diseases. Genotype is made up of 3 pairs of chromosomes. Of each gene, one inherited from each parent, which is a total of 46 chromosomes in human body. In genetic aspects, we have different types of genotype, but there are 3 major types. These include the AA, the AS, and the SS genotype. Now, knowing fully what genotype is, there are some important questions I would like us to talk about. Firstly, what are the dangers of not knowing or having a clear understanding of your genotype? Not having a clear picture of your genotype can pose danger to your health, well-being, and quality of life. Not knowing your genotype, you may be unaware of genetic disorders that can increase your risk of developing certain diseases. Diseases like prostate cancer, breast cancer, sickle cell diseases, high blood pressure, heart problem, stroke, and so many other genetic disorders. It can also affect how your body responds to medications. You might be taking some drugs or medicines, but yet no positive reaction towards it. The symptoms still persist. Most of these are caused due to your type of genotype. You may also unintentionally pass on genetic disorders to your offspring. For instance, you might put birth to an imbecile or even a sickler. So sad. Yeah, I understand so very much. It is sad when both partners turn out to be AS, but it becomes bloody murder if they go ahead and conceive. Hear this. A very young girl and a boy in their mid-20s went to get married in 2018. However, the church told them to go and have some genotype and HIV test, which is the normal thing to practice. They were both HIV negative, but it turned out to be AS, both partners. Their parents and friends thank God that they discovered their incompatible genotype before the marriage and naturally asked them to call off the marriage. But the church didn't give them such a directive, but advised them to think again their decision to marry. Unfortunately, the young couple has decided to go ahead with the marriage. Their decision was predicted on the fact that there is only 25% chance that they will produce an SS child. So they decide to go ahead. But knowing that you cannot adhere to that, so playing heads or tails with the life of your unborn child is really at risk. Stories about sickle cell victims abound, especially in Africa. One Mrs. Ezinne and her husband were so madly in love that they did not bother to go to check for their genotype or to run some other tests before getting married. They believed that their love and companionship would conquer whatever obstacle that would come their way. This was a costly mistake because both of them are carriers of sickle cell traits. They swelled in their love until the point when Mrs. Ezinne got pregnant. She looked forward to a beautiful and fulfilling motherhood with a bouncing baby. But the sad news is that her child had sickle cell anemia. Narrating her ordeal, Mrs. Ezinne said that the reality of her situation first dawned on her with the pregnancy test being positive. She said, I did a lot of fasting and prayer, expecting miracles from God. But it was so sad that after 6 weeks of my pregnancy, the baby turns out to be a sickler. Oh my God, I was heavy, I was devastated. Doctor said my child's major complication was acute chest syndrome, which occurred during a crisis attack. And whenever it started, she would feel like her chest would divide into two whenever she goes through those attacks. I watch my child helplessly as she screams out in pain. I will cry and wish that I could help her bear some of those agonies, but I can't. And those times I weep and ask God, why my little child has to go through all this? These are the things that Mrs. Ezinne narrated. But after all those trauma 23 years ago, Mrs. Ezinne said her daughter, Marvelous, have come out stronger and are now sickle cell warriors. They have decided to use their story to inspire courage, resilience, and hope in families battling with these diseases. Many daughter is at risk. She said, my daughter is now a survivor. She's a graduate of criminology from the National Open University campus, Akure. That was her emotions, was so happy. The peak of her crisis was her early and formative years when she was in the hospital with the bills to pay and issues here and there. The most recent challenge she had was that she couldn't even attend her convocation ceremony earlier this year because she was in the hospital when her mates were jubilating on their awarded degree, she added. Indeed, the condition of sickle cell patients in Nigeria is pathetic. This is not only because of their limited access to healthcare and treatment options, but also of the social stigmatization and discrimination they are made to suffer. According to Mrs. Ezinne stated earlier, she and her daughter experienced first-hand stigmatization from family and friends. And this is because society thinks that the sickle cell ailment is foisted on people by an evil force or via spiritual causes. A person said that her father deserted her and told her that they have never had a child with such health challenge in their lineage. Today, most African parents believe that sickle cell carriers are witches or evil children sent to torment their families. But we shall continue to educate people to let them know that the diseases are not infectious. It's not infectious, rather. They are not abiku or 1G like people may say. They are just victims of other people's ignorance. I heard about a man who chased his wife and child away. I have also seen some father who accuse their wives of getting such children from water spirits. A mother once asked me, why does my child fall ill just after I have collected my monthly salary? It hurts to work throughout the month and use the salary to buy drugs for a sick child. Why is this so? The blood of a sickle cell carrier breaks down every 28 days. Unlike the genotype that breaks down, unlike the other genotypes that breaks down every 30 days. That is why sickle cell patients always fall sick towards the end of the month. We can only keep educating them. Sensitization programs are important to change the narrative. There are no evil forces anywhere. Their problems is purely science and genetics, so we should pay more attention to our biological composition like genotypes so we can enjoy a healthy living. Every Nigerian must be aware that they deserve to have a happy home and a healthy children. No child should live in pain and healthy restriction for the rest of their lives. They should care because it is their civic responsibility to consider society in whatever decision they take. After all, the moment a child is born, he or she becomes a member of the larger society and a responsibility of the society, whether we like it or not. The society deserves a sickle cell-free society. Gone are those days when our parents got married without performing the necessary medical screening. I would advise every couple to check their genotype before getting married. Go to the hospital and be sure that both of you are compatible. Many marriages have broken up today because of this issue, and many children are suffering because of the mistakes of their parents. So don't take that risk. Also, if you have a child known anywhere suffering from sickle cell diseases, don't stigmatize them while they are still alive. Please make them happy. Down syndromes are natural disasters like hurricanes or flood that cannot be predicted or escaped. So, AS plus AS, giving SS is totally different. So, there is a simple solution here. AS plus AS, do not do it. Don't do it, never. Marry if you must, but do not conceive. Yes, do not conceive. If you conceive and come out giving birth to a child of not of AS, don't see it as God is a miracle from God. Rather, see that God saved that child from your malevolence. Yes, I have a friend who, whenever under crisis, she wonders why her mother, out of blind love, bring her to this world to come and suffer. She's a very brilliant girl, smart and cute. She tells me whenever she's hurt that she regrets being here on earth. Please, don't let our kids suffer for things they do not know about. Not knowing your genotype also can make you have more susceptible to environmental toxins. Like whenever you change to a new environment, you can easily catch up with environmental diseases, be it pesticides, heavy metals, or so many other things. So my dear eligible bachelors and spinsters who are preparing to be involved in a relationship or getting married, it is advisable we don't make the same mistakes our parents made, thereby bringing in kids into this world to suffer for things they do not know about. Whereas this could have been avoided from the onset if you just know your genotype. That is all I have for you in this program. If you enjoy my video, please like and share for more wonderful stories. I remain Nnenyere, Michaelyn, Ezinne. Goodbye.